Hello everyone, in this lesson we will cover the topic of fusion consonants in Turkish language. So let's start. Before we cover the topic, let me note that fusion consonants is one of the most important topics in Turkish language because it's extensively used in Turkish language on the daily basis. You can see it in the endings, in suffixes, in almost every possible way. Therefore, it's important to understand when and how we use fusion consonants in the daily language. So let's cover the topic. Fusion consonants are mostly used in the cases when we have two vowels coming together. And this is quite a frequent practice because we have words ending in vowel and endings starting with vowel. Why is it important? Because original Turkish words don't have two vowels in a row. It's basically imported words from different languages that may have exceptions having two vowels in a row. But in original Turkish words, we basically don't observe two vowels in a row that much. Therefore, when we have words ending in vowels and getting an ending starting with vowel, we mostly will be using fusion consonants. Before we explain the fusion consonants though, we have to mention an exceptional case where we don't use fusion consonants between two vowels. Instead, we drop one of the vowels. Look at the examples below. When the word araba gets a possessive ending starting with a vowel, we drop the vowel in the ending, and therefore the result will be arabam. Dropping vowels is also possible in some compound words. For example, the word niçin is a combination of two words, ne and için, and when we combine them, we drop the vowel in the first word. Same for kahvaltı, which is a combination of kahve and altı. When we combine them together, we drop the vowel in the first word. But these are the exceptional cases where we don't use fusion consonants. In all other cases, we probably would add one of the four fusion consonants between two vowels in order to avoid the situation. So let's see one by one how these fusion consonants are used. The first possible case of fusion consonants is letter sh, and this is basically the case when we add a distributive ending r or r to the word. Because it's all about distribution, this is related to numbers, and any number that ends in vowel will get fusion consonant sh in between when getting a distributive ending r or r. In the example below, the word iki gets a distributive ending r. Therefore, we have to add sh in between. The result will be ikişer. In the word altı, which also ends in vowel, when we add a distributive ending r, it becomes altışar. The second fusion consonant we may use between a word and an ending is the letter se, and this is basically used when we add a third-person singular possessive ending to the word. Look at the examples below. In the case of araba, when we add a third-person singular possessive ending ı, it will be arabası. In the case of anne, it will be annesi. In the case of arzu, it will be arzusu. And last, in the case of öykü, it will be öyküsü. Now, pay attention to the fact that there are two exceptional words that don't abide by this rule. And this is the word su, water, and ne, what. These two words exceptionally get the fusion consonant ye instead of se. The third fusion consonant we may use between a word and an ending is the letter ne. And there are three possible scenarios. According to the first scenario, we use fusion consonant ne when we add dative case or accusative case ending to pronouns ending in vowel, which are basically o, bu, or şu. So in the cases below, when we add dative case ending to those words, we will get ona, buna, şuna. And when we add accusative case ending to the words, we will get onu, bunu, şunu. The second scenario for fusion consonant ne is when we add dative case or accusative case ending to the words with possessive ending. So for example, in the case of ağacın dalı, when we add a dative case ending a to the word dalı, we get ağacın dalına. In the case of adamın köyü, when we add accusative ending ü to the word köyü, we will get adamın köyünü. The third scenario with fusion consonant ne is when we add genitive ending in, un, ün to the words ending in vowel. For example, when we add a genitive ending in to the word elma, we get elmanın, elmanın tadı. Same for anne. When we add the genitive ending in to the word anne, we get annenin, annenin yaşı. And again, as mentioned above, the words su and ne are exceptions to the rule A and C. That's why they will get fusion consonant ye instead of se, like suya, suyu, suyun, neye, neyi, neyin. The fourth case of fusion consonants is the letter ye, and this also has three possible scenarios. According to the first scenario, you will add fusion consonant ye when you add dative case or accusative case ending to the nouns ending in vowel. So in case of elma, for example, when you add dative case ending a and accusative case ending ı, you will get elmaya and elmayı. And in case of öykü, when we add the dative case ending e and the accusative case ending ü, we will get öyküye and öyküyü respectively. The second scenario for this fusion consonant is when we add tense or modal endings to verbs ending in vowel. And this is not the final list. You may have a couple of more endings which are not mentioned here. But let's look at the verb uyumak, which is to sleep. When we get rid of the infinitive ending mak at the end of uyumak, we get the root of the verb uyu. And then when we add those tense or modal endings to the word uyu, we will get uyuyacak, uyuyarak, uyuyan, uyuyunca, uyuya. This is the case for all verbs the root of which ends in vowel. But the endings that you have to add, of course, have to be adjusted based on the major vowel harmony and minor vowel harmony that we have mentioned in the first and second lessons of this playlist. The third scenario for fusion consonant ye is when we add suffixes to verbs ending in vowel in order to create new words. For example, for the verb okumak, we can add two different suffixes to create new words like okuyuş and okuyucu. The same can be applied to the verb dinlemek, in case of which we will have dinleyiş and dinleyici. Of course, as is the case with all rules, the rule of fusion consonants also has exceptions. And this exception is related to the cases when we add different tense, conjunctions, or prepositions to the words to make them sound shorter. For example, let's take the word anne, which ends in vowel e. When we try to combine this word with different tense endings like idi, imiş, and conjunctions like ise, iken, and a preposition like ile, then we get shorter versions of the words with the vowel in the second part being dropped. And in this case, we will use the fusion consonant ye to combine them. Therefore, the result will be anneydi, anneymiş, anneyse, anneyken, and anneyle. There are also cases where we can use fusion consonant ne even if there are no two vowels in between. For example, look at the pronouns bu and shu that get locative and ablative case endings da and dan. Therefore, the result will be not buda but bunda, not budan but bundan, not shuda but shunda, and not shudan but shundan. That's basically it for the fusion consonants. Let's see a couple of them in practice before we finish. In the first sentence, we have a distributive ending er added to the word yedi. Therefore, we add a fusion consonant ş to make it yedişer. Çocuklar yedişer elma yedi. Çocuklar yedişer elma yedi. In the second case, babamın arabası bozuk, we add fusion consonant s to make it possessive ending for the word araba. In the third case, bunu görmüyorum, we add fusion consonant ne to pronoun to make it accusative case. In the fourth case, we add fusion consonant ne to make the pronoun o in dative case. Ona aşığım. In the fifth case, we add a dative case ending to the word with a possessive ending. Evin damına bakıyorum. In the sixth sentence, Ali kanepenin arkasında, we again use the fusion consonant ne when we add a possessive ending to the word ending in a vowel. Ali kanepenin arkasında. In the seventh sentence, anneye kitap verdim, we add the fusion consonant ye when we add a dative ending e to the word starting with a vowel. Anneye kitap verdim. In the eighth sentence, hikayeyi okudum, we add the fusion consonant ye when we add accusative case ending to the word hikaye, which ends in a vowel again. In the ninth sentence, yarın tatlı isteyeceğim, this is the case when we add the fusion consonant ye to make the verb a future tense. Yarın tatlı isteyeceğim. In the 10th sentence, we add the fusion consonant ye to make a completely new word out of the verb yürümek. Yürüyüş güzeldi. In the 11th sentence, gelen ablaydı. This is the shorter version of the simple past tense where we add the fusion consonant ye to combine abla and idi. Gelen ablaydı. Last, in the sentence anne ile sinemaya gittik, we have two cases of the fusion consonant ye added. Anne ile, which means with mom, and sinemaya, a dative case ending added to the word. Anne ile sinemaya gittik. That's it for this lesson. Congratulations, you now know how to use fusion consonants in Turkish language. See you in the next lessons. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel below for more videos on Turkish grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Also, if you think this video can benefit somebody else, please share it with them. Last, if you have any comment or request, please provide your feedback in the comment section below and I'll do my best to respond as soon as possible.